Hey, what's up guys? It's Austin here, also known as Cold Brew, and today we are in the kitchen cooking up a new segment called Cooking with Cold Brew, and today we're making cold brew. So, part of the reason that I decided to make this video was because every time you look up cold brew on YouTube, the first thing that pops up is not my music. It's always like 5 videos on how to make cold brew. So I thought it'd be kind of funny if I could get like up there in the ways to make cold brew, and it's cold brew making cold brew. And then whenever people typed in cold brew looking for my music, then they would actually find me making cold brew. But like it's also cold brew. It's kind of cold brew inception, but like that's the idea. First things first, you gotta have good beans. We've got a whole cabinet here. We've got McDonald's coffee because that's a great just morning black coffee. We got espresso beans, which is where we keep our espresso beans. But then I just actually got these from a local coffee shop, Evoke Coffee. Shout out Evoke in Edmond, Oklahoma. And I just got these, so we're gonna be using these beans for the brew. And basically just kind of ask your local barista what they recommend, what kind of flavors you're looking for. For me, I like something that's a little bit more chocolatey. So they directed me to get this one, and so let's get into it. I don't know how to open this, bro. Gabby?
Get the scissors.
Always sniff your coffee and your weed. Those are the 2 things you always gotta sniff. Make sure they smell good. Okay, so we're gonna do 80 grams. 80 grams of bean. Put that on there, zero it out. And then I always recommend, you know, to have your own grinder, but if you don't have a grinder, then you can always just get grounds instead of beans, but it's always nice fresh. When you're brewing up some cold brew, you're gonna want a coarser ground whenever you're grinding your coffee. I usually put it somewhere, like on mine there's a little French press. If you want to get in on that, Gabby, there's a little French press symbol, and then some other thing, and I put it like closer to the French press, but not all the way. All right, now that we've got our fresh ground beans, look at that. Catch those beans. Very nice. We're going to put those into our little thingy here. What is this called, Gabby?
It's like a cold brew pitcher.
A cold brew
It's
pitcher.
basically like a French press with a separate lid.
Yeah.
So you can just store it in the refrigerator.
If you just look up cold brew pitchers or cold brew strainers, then you'll be able to find it. So next up is adding the water. So we've got our grounds in here. I just kind of shook it so that they're level on the bottom. Next thing is our water, and this is kind of like up to you on how much water you want to put in. Depends on how strong you want your cold brew to be. For me, I like to put about 1,200 grams in there, which ends up making about 5 cups of coffee, which is great. That's like 5 days worth. I always have a 8-ounce glass of cold brew every afternoon. Just kind of something that I enjoy. So that gives you 5 days worth, and it's a really nice, like, I would say it's like 80% dark. I don't know, I'm not a coffee expert, but it's like, it could be darker, but it's not, you know, it's for people who like strong coffee. So yeah, I'll just put this under here, zero it out, and there's 28 grams per ounce. So then if you just do the math on that, 28 times 8, so then there's 224 grams in every single cup, and then 5 cups is 1,100 grams, but I'll put 1,200 grams in there just to make it a little bit lighter. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and start pouring that. Boom. Perfect. just a little over 1,200. And then the next step that we're going to do here, just get you a little whisker, a little stir, and then you're just gonna stir the beans. Gabby, you wanna come look at that? Get that in the shot. Just kind of give it a nice little sift. Let all the beans just kind of mix together. Oh, I should add, I think it goes without saying, but you're gonna want to use room temperature water or even cold water, but don't use hot water. We're making cold brew here, okay? Not hot brew. That's just regular coffee. You want to use cold water, room temperature water, and just kind of give it a little. I just give it a little stir, and then I'll even take it out and stir it after I put it in the fridge. I'll take it out and stir it like once every 5-6 hours or so, except for obviously whenever I'm sleeping. And then this little thing that we got, it comes with 2 of these. One of them has a strainer, one of them doesn't. You're gonna put the one that doesn't have a strainer or just like a top on there, and then you're just gonna put it in the fridge, and it's gonna stay in the fridge for anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. It's up to you just on how strong you want it. I keep it in there for 24 hours, 23 hours, somewhere around there. And yeah, that's cold brew. It's been 24 hours on the dot, and we're ready to take out our cold brew. So, next step is you take it out of the fridge. You get the little strainer thing that we have where you can use, there's things called a coffee sock, there's multiple different things you can use to strain your cold brew.
Also, you could just use like a French press.
Yeah, you could just use a French
then
press.
Just, like, put foil on top.
Sure, anything to strain it. Because that's all we're going to be doing here is straining at this point. So it's pretty simple. Just put this little thing on there. I put it on backwards. You gotta put it on the right way. There we go. Just put this on there, and then you're just gonna slowly strain it. You don't want to go too fast because then you will get grounds in your coffee. That's also why we use a coarser grind. Alright, now it's strained. And then the next thing you do is just get yourself a glass. Get a couple ice cubes. I prefer 2 ice cubes exactly every time. Boom, 2 ice cubes just to keep it cold. And then you just pour yourself a glass of cold brew. Nice. You should listen to cold brew while you drink cold brew too. That's a good idea. Just throwing that out there. Alright, that's it. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Cooking with Cold Brew. If you guys have any suggestions of things you'd like to see me cook, then let me know. Just figured I'd start off with my namesake. Alright, that's it. Thanks. Bye.